Use my primary colors of red, yellow, and blue, and I have sap green and burnt umber and white. And for the brushes I have, this is 11 by 14 canvas, and it's pre-primed, so I just put on my magic white for our blending. So I have just a flat brush. This is size 8. You can get bigger ones. Depending on the size of your canvas, you can use bigger ones, okay? And I'm just going by the size of my canvas. And I got a liner brush. And I have a bristle brush. And I have a fan brush. And I've got a palette knife, so it's nice to have different things that you might use. We may or may not use it, but I like to have it here. So that's it for the brushes, and let's get started. So with my flat chiseled edge synthetic brush, I am going to make a kind of a grayish bluish sky. And I'm going to take my blue, and I'm going to take some burnt umber and put that together, and then I'm going to put some white in with it just to see what color I got there. That's a nice grayish blue color, isn't it? Maybe a little bit more brown. Gray it up a little bit. It's nice. Let's try that. With the magic white, it should lighten it up a little bit too. So I'm just going to kind of decide where I want to end my sky. So I'm just going to put it here. It doesn't have to be a straight line. I know sometimes we used to use tape. When you're using magic white, you put on your tape first, then put on your magic white on top, work with your top, and then when you take your tape off, put magic white on the bottom. So let's go with a nice blue sky. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. I'm going to jump over some spots like we did before. I found it really good for making clouds. Alright. So I'm just going to, I'm going to go back and forth, and I'm going to leave open some spots like I did before. I find it really, really nice to do that. Alright, so just put on some paint here and there. Look at that. Now look at all that open space. Now just you watch what happens. Because of the magic white, and because it's all nice and wet, you can blend all that perfectly. So I just clean up my brush, and I'm going to just blend that together really nice like that. See, and now you're going to get all that coming together, but you're going to get some openings there, like it's clouds there. Nice, look at that. Isn't that pretty? You didn't even have to do anything, only leave some open spaces. Look. So you can't do that if you're just using acrylic paint, because what happens is it dries so fast you haven't got time to work. So the magic white keeps everything wet, sometimes up to an hour, depending on how big your canvas is and how much magic white you put on. So this is pretty, isn't it? Okay. So I'm just going to add some, not much, but see where I got clouds here? See the open spots? I'm just going to, I want to keep them soft. I want very little white paint on my brush, because I want to keep it soft. I don't want to have big fluffy clouds or anything. I just want to keep it soft. So I'm just going to lighten them up a little bit by kind of squiggling in some extra light. Okay, that's all. I'm not doing anything. I'm just kind of shaking my hand and letting it happen whatever way it happens. Alright, just let it happen. Don't try to make anything. Just go in there with your brush and kind of a shaky hand, kind of see where the white spots are, and then just kind of like touch and pull. No need to rub or scrub or anything. Just touch and pull and pretend you're wiping off some extra paint. But because you got white paint on your brush, you get that little extra. Okay? See? I don't want to, just want to keep it soft. I'm not really interested in having big fluffy clouds here today. But that's me. Now you decide if you want fluffy clouds. You decide what you want to do. I'm only just here to help you get inspired and to help you along, give you some ideas. Okay, that's kind of nice. So up here I'm just going to put a few mountains, something simple, nothing hard, very simple mountains, okay, and probably with some sharp peaks. So I'm just going to take some dark colors, get a dark blue, okay, dark blue with a bit of brown, that's all, maybe even a little bit of green. I like to experiment when I'm mixing colors just to see what they look like. Maybe even a little bit of red. See, just put everything together and see what it looks like. More blue than anything else though. So let's decide what kind of mountains we want, alright? So let's see. Maybe a nice pointy one over here. And maybe some smaller ones here. And maybe a bigger one over here. A little small one over there. So it's a pretty, it looks funny there now, right? But let's fill it in and turn it into a mountain. So let's just fill it in. Make it pointy. Just fill it in. Good. So let's bring a straight line down here like this, just so we can know. Get two halves to the mountain, right? So we'll just go down here. We'll go down this way. Kind of helps us shape up our mountain, see? Because the magic white is still wet, we can move all that paint around. To the right, to the left. And take that down over here. So you can make changes. Don't have, just because you already got it done, don't mean you got to keep it that way. Alright. Might even make a little peak up here. Make changes. It's okay. See? Good. Make that one a little taller if you want. So like I say, you know, just play around with your mountains till you get the shape you're looking for, or you can draw them out beforehand. That'll probably make it a little easier for you. Going to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. To the right. Yeah, so we got that much done. They're nice little mountains. I'm going to take my liner brush and I'm going to make some squiggly lines down the center so that we can see which way we want to shape our mountains up. So just take your brush, put it through some white, and the peaks of the mountains, just touch the top and then come down with a squiggly line. Alright. Now you can normally do that with chalk, but because we're using magic white, we're going to have to use paint. So it makes a few changes in the way we were doing it before, but it's actually for the better. Once you get used to using magic white, you are going to want to use it all the time. Good, so that's done. So we will take our fan brush and we're going to put some snow on the mountains. Snow. I almost lost my voice that time. Snow. See, and my fan brush is full. I added a tiny bit of blue to it, but you don't have to because the magic white will. Now start wherever you want. Because I'm left-handed, I'm probably going to start over here. But if you're right-handed, you can start wherever you want. You start over here, say. If you're right-handed, you probably want to start over here. I'm not sure. I'm just going to take that and drag down some white paint and follow those squiggly lines, and you'll see how those lines help you. So you don't have to be fussy. Just go up and down if you want to. And there you got a bit of snow. See? Most of the white is going to go at the top. As you come down, it'll fade out, but that's okay because we can put more back in. So that one there too. Okay? Pick up some more white if you need it. Start at the top on the inside of your squiggly line on the right side. So you can add more white to that if you think it needs it. We'll come back and probably go over these and add more white. I want to keep some of the blue too. I don't want to lose my blue. If I do, I will put some more blue back in. So it's not to worry. Okay. So when you get your top done, as you come down, then just put a little bit on the bottom here. You don't need to fill it all in. See that? It's pretty, isn't it? Pick up some more white. Top. Follow the shape of the mountain. Follow your squiggly line. And we'll go down here. And as you come down, just skip over spots. So we can keep our blue. Go into your squiggly line. Come back to that mountain there. Skip over some shadows. We may have put some shadows back in. So far so good. And you don't even have to use a palette knife if you're finding a palette knife hard to use. So here we go. I like the way the fan brush gives it. Nice. Gives it a nice shape. Okay, I'm going to come back over this mountain here, and I'm just going to leave some of that at the bottom. See? Good. So you don't have a fan brush, you can try a flat chiseled edge brush. As long as you skip over some of your blue, it'll look like snow. Because you don't want to mix it all so it just becomes pure all white and no blue. And if you end up doing that, we will put some blue back. Okay, so lots of white at the top. Just use a corner of your brush if you have to. And as you're coming down, then you jump over spots, see? Then you use your squiggly line to get the shape. Jump over. We got a little bit over here too. Now, see that? That looks pretty nice, doesn't it? So now, that looks really nice as it is, but I'm going to add a little bit of white to my corner of my brush. Just add a little bit of white to the tops of these, because it is a snowy scene, snow scene. See? That's all you need. No need to go any further. A little bit back here. I don't need much back here because there's a shadow there. And a little bit up here. If your mountain's funny shape, you can always fix it and shape it up a bit. More here. Look at that. Look at that. That's very pretty. I like the shadow in the back. I don't think I'm going to bother with those. I don't think I need it. Yeah, I don't think I should touch that anymore. It's really nice. I like it. See, once you like it, there's no need to keep picking at it. I like it. I'm not going to touch it. If I start adding more white and more shadows in the back, I'm going to be picking at it for another hour. And I may lose those really nice sharp edges that I have there. See those nice sharp edges that I have? Right? That's because I put the squiggly line there. Very difficult to get if you don't put those squiggly lines there. I don't know why, but it helps. If you didn't do your magic white down here, now's the time to do your magic white first. Put that on first, okay? Make sure it's nice and slick. You can feel it when your brush goes over it. You can feel it sliding, okay? When you can feel it sliding and you don't feel sticky on the canvas anymore, then you know you have enough on. And it'll last. It could last up to an hour, okay? Depending, like I said, depends on how warm your room is too, I guess. You know, depends on what you're painting on. All kinds of things come into factor. If you're painting on cardboard or wood or anything like that, make sure you gesso it first. A couple of layers of gesso might help, and then when gesso dries, then put your magic white on over that. Because if you put your magic white on over cardboard or something that absorbs, you know, or watercolor paper and things like that, it absorbs it, and then it may dry really fast. So down here we're going to put some snow. So we'll make basically the same colors we did at the top, just our blue and our brown, and okay. And we have our mountains, so all we need now is some snow. So I'm going to bring over some snow. There we go. Nice. So this is going to be our underpainting for the snow. I'm going to do a video on 4 stages to painting a landscape or even a seascape. Just 4 stages, okay? And I will explain all that in another video. I don't want to do too many things in one video because I won't be able to concentrate. So yeah, so I will, and that might make it easier for you, because if you do it in stages, then you'll know what comes next, you know. You'll know, when you look at a picture or you want to do a painting, you say, well, where do I start? And the 4 stages of painting will give you a nice little guide that you can think about when you're painting, all right? So many things I want to teach you, and I'm hoping it will all help you. I have a video, it's called 5 mistakes, 5 big mistakes that acrylic painters make. So like nice few tips in there that can help you. Lots of good stuff. Have a look at all my videos. I try to have everything, I try to have lots of stuff there for everybody. Okay, that's a nice little bottom there. So we'll put on our paint. Now, so now we have a nice underpainting for our snow. It's got shadows. We just have to figure out now what way we want to have our shape of our snow. And because we're going to have a cabin and probably a nice little lake, maybe a lake, frozen lake maybe. Like I showed you the painting, so I mean we can change it up if you like. But I think maybe a frozen lake would be nice around here. So let's say we're going to do, let's say we're going to leave a lake open here. So let's say we're going to just take your white paint and decide where you want your snow to go. So we'll say, it should be nice. Let's try that. So you make a little line, draw it out first, and that way you'll be able to find out where you're going to go with it. And then just put some white paint on there, over what you already did. And you come over and down, because your lake is going to be here, so you're going to come over and down into the lake. Now because it's wet, it's going to blend with that underpainting, so not to worry. We will just put the white on top And like the sky, we'll leave some open, or like the mountains, we'll leave some shadows. Okay? Cover up all your shadows, it's okay. Just put on your white paint, not to worry. Don't even worry about it, just put it on. And as you're putting it on, you'll see some shadows coming through. Don't push too hard. If you push too hard, you're going to get, you know, that, right? Green and everything. But that was because I had extra. I had green on my brush and didn't clean it off well enough, so. But I don't mind, see, I don't mind colors being in my brush. So I'm just going to leave that for now. At least we got a little bit of a shape. We don't know what it's going to come out like for sure, but at least we got some kind of a shape. And then we do this other side, start at the top up here, and we come in, and we're trying to avoid, have a little lake there, right? So come back in and come down. So we'll just try that. Touch and pull, touch and pull. Now I'm going to put a cabin down here. So I'm still going to put snow there just to have it there. Alright. I want to come straight over. So at least now we can see there's a shape going on there, see? Not really too worried about everything being perfect at this point. Not too worried. You can clean up some edges and, if you think you need to. Alright. Come out here a little bit. Now, I'm not sure, maybe I'll make a mound of snow here, I don't know. Let's see. Well, I know we have the painting done, and I showed you the picture, but when you're redoing it, it's almost like you're doing a brand new painting over again. It is. Just like you're doing a brand new painting again. Because you do want to make some changes too, right? Okay, so we have this and this. What I want to do with this down here is I want to darken it up a little bit. I'm just going to put blue on my brush. Blue. I'm going to darken up a little bit. It's too bright. There we go. That way you get a bit of contrast, see? Always look for a bit of contrast. If everything is too pale, find spots where you can put nice dark areas in there. That's nice. And we'll also probably shape this up here a little bit more. There we go. A little more blue. Just trying to figure out now how I can make that nice. Coming along, it's not exactly what I want yet. Might bring this over here a bit more. Might bring this here a little bit more here. And I might, and I will, bring this out here more. Okay. There we go. So you can shape it up as you're going along. Good. That's nice. So get a nice clean brush. Same brush. We're using the synthetic brush a lot in this painting. And we are going to add some white. So we'll just do a little more highlighting. Just pure white this time, just so we can get the highlights on there. Okay. I'm using the chiseled edge of my brush to get those little sharp edges here. I'm going into the water. So I'm going over and down to get that, and then straight across. Might take a little practice. Just get the feel of getting it to come over. An easier way could be just to pull over. If you go straight, it's just going to look flat, but I'm trying to get a nice little hump there for you. Work on the chiseled edge. Make little, how about we make little strokes? There we go. Little strokes. Pull that into the water and come back. That might help you. How about that? Touch in the water and pull back. Now see, the magic white is still wet, so it's all blending. Some of you guys might want to let it dry and put your highest highlights on after, but I kind of like this anyway. And you can go touch. I want to get a bit of a sharp point there, as if I find a chisel edge really good. I'm just pulling back and then I'm pulling up. That might be easy for you. Alright, and then just pull this in here. And down here, it doesn't matter if it's a shadow, it's nice and dark down there, that's good. Same with here, you can take it, pull back up instead of trying to come down. It might be a little confusing for you, so try both ways, see what works for you. So you're using pure white, so because the magic white should be still wet, it'll all blend together and look really pretty. Get your nice little edges here, see? Touch, pull back. And then you can work your way up then. Get a little bit of white on, back and forth. That's nice, isn't it? And if you do it this way, you'll be able to skip over some of the blues. And you will be able to put on some of these little highlights of white. So whatever shape you want here, you know, if you don't like this shape, you can make up your own. Don't worry, because sometimes I'm not getting shape right myself. Not fussy about here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to fix that instead of me fixing it and then come back. So I think I'll just show you. I'm going to go in and get some blue, a little bit of blue, and I'm going to go around that corner. See if that helps. Sometimes it's hard to get the shape. There we go, it's better. Alright, so pick up your bristle brush, and without any paint on it, mine is a bit damp, and we should have the magic white is still wet. Let's make some mist at the bottom of the, let's kind of bring this up here, a little bit of a misty look up towards, okay, and then you can just smooth it out, but you got a little bit of a mist going on up here, okay, a little bit of mist on the bottom here. They'll smooth it out and soften it up. Just little circles. Little circles. Smooth it out. See, that kind of brings it together nice, doesn't it? Just look at that. It's nice. Smooth it out. You wouldn't be able to do this without the magic white. You'd have to use a ton of paint trying to keep it wet, and then you'd be spraying it with water, and then your water get all diluted, and telling ya, you gotta love this. It's like you're painting with oil paint. So all you oil painting lovers out there, and the reason you're painting with oil paints is because your paint dries, it stays wet really long. You use this technique with magic white, and you will actually feel like you are painting with oil paints. And I can also show you, when it dries, how I can make it look and dry like oil paint. Now, I like to have some contrast. I'm looking at this, it's all blue. So I want to put something darker in there. So I'm thinking some trees right here. Even though I missed it, which is fine, you can miss it. And I have 3 different brushes. So I always tell you to have 3 different size brushes and synthetic and bristle, okay? So I got 3 brushes. I'm going to try, I think I'm going to use my bristle, but I have a little tiny one, look, and I have a synthetic. So I'm going to try my bristle. I find I get really good results with bristle brushes, and I'm going to make my own black. So I'm going to make my own black with blue and red, burnt umber, and I'm going to add some greens because I'm going to make trees, so I want to add a little bit of green just to get a greenish look to it. It's a really dark green. I'm thinking some trees. Now see, this is a little bit big. I'm going to use the top of my brush to get those trees. Finding my brush a little tiny bit too big. Now because the magic wet is probably still wet, you might get a little bit of a lighter color going on there. So I'm just using the corner of my brush because if I use the whole book, it's going to come way down here, so I don't want that to happen. See, like that? I don't want that to happen, but I want to put those trees on there. Corner of my brush. You might say, well, what if I don't have a fan brush? You can try a bristle brush. See, this brush here gives you the tips of the, see, gives you the little tips. And if you only have a flat brush, flat chiseled edge brush, then you can take your liner brush, and you can put little tips on there if you want. See? It's just that I find it faster and easier to use the fan brush because it does everything all at the one time. See? It's not as good, right? But it's good, you know. Always think of different ways you can get things to work for you. And some maybe over here. Over here maybe. I won't be putting snow on these. Just using the corner of my brush. Coming on top of the snow as far as I can. We don't want to make them too big because it'll make the mountains look like they're too close or something. It'll offset the composition. So the trees are supposed to be in the back. A little small. Gotta try and get perspective proper. So get your tops. Just so they look like little trees. They're probably going to end. Make them come really, really small so that they look like they're ending and fading away into the background. Okay. See? Now, because I made a mess, I have to clean up that edge there, right here, see? I'm going to take that and use them for shadows. Some shadows going on there. There we go. See, that's the beauty of everything blending all the time. Having a long blending time with acrylics. I mean, you can do so much more. Those little trees are in the water. We'll take them out of there and just give it all a match. Okay, now, so I'm going to add a little more white. So I'll just put a little more white on my, come underneath the trees there. Leave some shadows if you want. Go up into the trees, make it look like snow is into the trees. Don't have to be perfectly even. So when I'm working on small areas and my brush is a little bit bigger, I just use the corner. Okay? And then I'm going to bring that down. There we go. So just keep working with your snow. You know, if you need to get some extra highlights on there. Okay. Got snow up around the trees. Lots of snow. Same one over here. Make it a little bumpy so it looks like it's going into the trees. See? And just pull it down. Like I say, if you find it easier, just go at the bottom and work your way up. So it's pretty. And what I'm going to do is put some more white paint on my brush. And I'm going to not put too much on there. Just like sort of like that. I wiped it off a bit. And I'm going to take these here. I'm going to bring that back and forth. I'm going to do this because it makes it look more like an icy lake. Leave it a little dark down there. See, you still got that blue there. So this is the part that you might need to do a little bit of work with. You might need to play around with till you get it the way you want it. Alright. Good. So I think what we could do is put a little bit of snow on these background trees. Now I'm going to use a very small
on my
fan brush first. And I'm going to add a little bit of snow. Just use the corner of your brush. Like I said, it's kind of difficult when you got small trees. Get a little bit of snow on them. Just on the tops, probably you can leave the bottoms. Just tap a little bit of snow on the edges. Just pretend you can see the edges of the trees, okay? And then you get these nice little bits of white on the edge of your tree, so it looks like it's snowing. Now, these are pretty far away trees, so if you get too many blobs, just tap back in your dark colors. Alright. So now I'm going to try my little flat filbert here. But like I say, it can be flat, it doesn't have to be filbert. I'm going to put a bit of white on there, a little bit of blue. So there's a bit of blue in my white there a little bit, so I'm just going to let that mix together there. So it won't be too white, you know, you don't want a white chalky blobs. I'm just going to touch, make it easy for you, just touch the tops of trees. See how it works? Snowy bushes. And I want to make them really, really dark, so I'm going to make my blue and yellow, and that'll make a really dark green. I might even add a little bit of black. I want them so dark because that'll make the snow pop out then, see? I got a bristle brush. It's a size 8 one I'm using. You can use whatever size suits your canvas. And just tap on some bushes right here. Tap, tap. Like that. And as you come down here, get a little smaller. Smaller. Just use the corner of your brush. A little smaller. There we go. Good. Now, we're going to have a little cabin here, so I might put a few bushes on there anyway. So I'm going to put some bushes coming down here and back. Covered up all that snow, didn't I? Kind of nice and dark there. Beautiful. Beautiful dark green. Just trying to leave some room for my cabin. Can always add the bushes back in again after. There's a bush back here probably. Nice and dark. I think there should be enough room for the cabin, and then we can fill in then the space that's left. Alright, so there we go. Looks pretty. So we'll just get a small flat brush, a chiseled edge. So we will, if your magic white is still wet, you'll have to probably use a brush with some paint on it. If it's dry and you don't want to re-wet it, then you can draw on your cabin. So I'm going to use my brush to draw the letter A. Make it nice and wide. I'm just going to fill it in here in the front just to establish a shape. Okay, I'm just going to bring it down far enough. And I'm going to bring it a line over here and then fill that in. That gives it a cabin look, doesn't it? There we go. Good. See, it looks like a cabin already. Now at this point in your painting, I would say you'll need to dry these with a hair dryer so we can get the roof back on here. And so we can highlight our bushes. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to put on some reflections in water here. There we go. This up here now is dry, so I'm going to add a few little highlights there while it's dry. You could do it while it was wet. I like working around my painting. I'm just going to take my fan brush, like we did before. I'm going to put a bit of white the edge of my fan brush. I'm just going to put a little bit of white on top here just to highlight that snow. So you can even reshape your mountain if you wanted to. But don't lose your shadows. Just the top. Maybe a little bit of leftover paint on down here. I wouldn't really do too much there. See, I'm just putting a little bit here and there. See how different it makes it? Pick up more paint if you need it. Just use the corner of your brush if you have. Take your flat brush, we'll just work around this area for a little while, and put some black and brown on it. I find when you add other colors to your black, or you add black to other colors, it's not so flat and dull. There we go. And pull that down. See, it's nice and dark. So put some highlight on those there. And put a little bit of white on your bristle brush. And gently tap on the tops of those. Leave the bottoms so that you can see the white. Because the background's pretty white. Alright, put a little bit down here on the reflection. Let's add a little bit of blue. Don't want to be too wet. It's underwater. Alright, that's good. I'm going to do the same thing here. Add a little tear white. It's got a bluish white. Then you're going to highlight these. It's on the top. Snow. Good. A little bit up here. I gotta get the roof in there, don't I? It's pretty. So I suggest that you dry that. Get a small flat brush. Put white on your brush. Mine is still wet, so you go ahead and dry yours. And what I'll do is I will keep those as shadows. It's okay, so you can do anything. So I'll go over that again. And that'll be my shadows. I'm going to put a little bit of white on my brush. I'm going to drag that over here just to give it a feel as it's underwater. Okay, like that, just like that. That's simple. Don't do anything else. And I'll take some white snow with a bit of blue added to it and put it in between here where reflections are. a little bumpy so it'll look like snow. There we go. Just take a brush, any brush that works for you. I'm just going to take my fan brush and add a bit of white and brown together. I'm using a fan brush because it leaves streaks. And I'm just going to pull down or pull up, whatever's easier. Just to give it that wood look. There we go. That side there actually should be a little dark because it's in shadow. Good. Take a small flat brush. Take a small flat brush and put black on it. Pull down a door. Pull down or pull up, whatever is easier for you. There's your door. It's good. You're just going to trim it out a little bit with a liner brush. Some white paint, a little bit of brown on it, not totally white. Add a trim. That'll bring out the black. Some white to my fan brush. I'm going to use a fan brush. You can use whatever you want. And I'm going to use a flat brush if you like. And I'm just going to put a little bit of red in with that to give it a pinkish color. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this color to the sky, just where the clouds are. See the clouds there? See, you pick out spots that you think are nice for clouds and just make little circles. So wipe off your brush, it was too much on there. Just soften them up. Just find some places to put some nice floating clouds, little circles. You don't have to have clouds. This is just something I'm doing in case you're interested. But you don't have to have it. Okay. A little bit of white. The corner of my brush just to lighten them up a little bit here on the top. So I'm just moving it around a bit. Little circles, corner of your brush. Moving around, whatever's left over in your brush, you can put some floating ones there, see? Whatever's left over. And then you can scrub on a couple little on top there. If you need more paint to brighten it up, you certainly can do that. Okay. I like pulling them off the edges just to give them kind of like they're floating. See? Just a little off the edge there. Floating clouds. Alright. And I want to lighten up the snow, and I'll use the same color because you want a reflection from whatever's going on up there. So I'm just going to pull in some of this white, tiny bit of red in it to pink it up a little bit. Give it a little bit of a... Don't need too much paint. It's only on the corner of my brush. I'm just moving it around and I don't want to lose my shadow. What I do is take a very small flat brush or liner brush, put a little bit of dark in here just for shadow. That way it will look like it's a little bit of a shadow or separation. A little bit here, a little more here. It gives it kind of a shadowy look. Not sure. Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, let's do that. All right, and then we'll just bring out what we just did. Yeah, just bring it out, thicken up. When you put your blue on, kind of make it watery. There we go. Take your little flat brush, small flat brush, and put some blue on one side and white on the other. Blue and white. And we'll make a few little ice rocks. Tiny ones up here. Some more white if you need it. With a liner brush, put some white on your liner brush and make these little lines, water lines underneath here, what you just did, just to settle them on your water. A lot of small details, isn't it? That's what gives your painting a little extra. Now just finish off the edge of that. I'm just going to use a flat brush for now. Nice and white this time because it's pretty white behind it. A few little icicles and snow hanging off there. Yep. Yeah, and you get icicles with the liner brush better. little liner brush will give you some nice icicles. See a bit of snow hanging off there. It's a snowy day. Add a little bit more snow. Can't get enough snow. These beautiful paintings. Just kind of wiggling it on so I get the effect of this kind of snowy look there. Let's get our fan brush and start putting on trunk. And we'll come down to about here. There we go. I'm just using some black paint. And then I'm going to just use the corner of my brush. Well, first of all, I'm going to get a nice little top. And then I'm going to use the corner of my brush just to tap here like this. And I'm going to come back and forth. Just put on a few little branches. There we go. Start in the middle and I'm going to pull out. Tap out. Okay. Start in the middle. Tap out. Get the shape of that tree. Helps a lot when you start in the middle and move out. So as you get down to the bottom, you can push a little harder. Get a nice bottom to it. There's a smaller tree here. Same thing, just get a little top. And then you can start putting in, just going back and forth. Start in the middle, move out. The middle, move out. The middle, move out. And then push at the bottom there. Good. Nice little trees. Now, you can get a pointier top by taking a liner brush and putting black on it. And then putting a straight line going up, so a nice tall top. Sometimes a fan brush won't give it to you. So a nice tall top, so nice look nice. You can put a little dabs up here too. Liner brush. Little trees over here might look nice. One here. And one here. Oh, maybe further away because... And maybe one small one here, just kind of leaning over. Just give it a change. Just give it a little bit of a different look. I'll put another one here. Put it everywhere. Just use your fan brush. Back and forth. The middle and out. Middle and out. trees. You best to probably wait for the black to dry so you can put some nice, a little bit of blue and some white. Don't want them too chalky looking. Alright, and then we will take our brush and we will start putting a bit of snow on them. Just to the corner of your brush, and you skip over a few darks. You want to keep some of the darks. Okay. So this tree could be in front of that one back here. And make sure you don't have too much paint on your brush because you lose control. We don't want to lose control. As long as you skip over some of the black, you will make it look more realistic. Alright, so I'll put a little bit of snow up here. Just gently using the corner of my brush because I don't want to dab it on too thick. If you dab it on too thick, you can always go back and put your black back in, but then you gotta wait for it to dry again and all that stuff. So just take your time. Try to imagine where branches are. And how big they are. Good. Pick up more paint. Good. Put as much snow as you think you need. I guess it depends on where you live. How much snow you get. We get lots of snow here in Newfoundland. Nice. Gives it a nice look, doesn't it? Let's do the other trees there now. So the sun was coming in from the right because you can see it's on the mountains. So these trees will be lighter. I'll put some more on there, but over here we'll have it more of a bluish color. So it'll look like it's in shadow, okay? Start wherever you want. Top. Come down. You can sort of go back and forth like you did when you were making them originally. That way you just tap it on. And make sure you leave some black in between. Okay. Looks nice. And the other tree. See how the blue gives it that really nice shadowy color? Nice and blue and shadowy, isn't that nice? I'd add a little bit of white, just a little bit here, because the sun might be hitting off there, who knows? Just a little sparkle here and there. Maybe, we don't know because we're not there, but we'll use our imagination and think that maybe the sun is hitting off a few. Here's a little bit of sparkle. Now we'll do the other side where we know the sun is hitting off. The sun is hitting off up here, so it's going to Brighten up some of these edges here. We'll go in with the snow. So pick up the bluish white color. We'll take the snow and put it in between the trees here so it looks like the trees are buried in snow. That'll give it a finished look. And same one over here. You can start anywhere, wherever you're comfortable. Just bring it down with the rest of the snow just to make sure it all blends together. Okay, just scrub it down. There we go, that looks good. Yeah, they're nice trees. All right. Well, thank you for painting along with me. I hope you enjoyed that painting. And if you did enjoy that painting, leave a comment below in the comment section. Let me know what you liked about that painting. What part of that painting did you like? What was your favorite part? And if you have any questions about brushes or paints or anything about the painting itself, just email me at allisonpryor@yahoo.com or leave a comment down below. And I will see you in the next video.